Welcome, Age of Vintage Society. Today we will peek into French actor Alain Delon's life, how he became an actor in the first place, and his famous method, which helped him make quite a bit of money. How Alain Delon made a fortune with his famous method. Make sure to watch the video until the end and leave your thoughts in the comments. If you are new here, join our wonderful community by subscribing to the Age of Vintage channel. Few male European actors have been as iconic and influential for generations of filmgoers as Alain Delon. In his heyday in the 1960s and 70s, he was emblematic of a modern masculinity and a distinctive European style, a symbol of French elegance. Delon's appeal has spanned cultures and continents, reaching as far afield as East Asia, where young men have imitated his look and mannerisms. From his breakthrough as the first on-screen Tom Ripley in Purple Noon in 1960, through two legendary performances in Rocco and His Brothers and The Leopard in the early 1960s, to his roles in some of Jean-Pierre Melville's most celebrated film noir, Delon came to embody the flair and stylishness of the European thriller as one of France's most recognisable film stars. Alain Delon: Style, Stardom and Masculinity. Alain Delon, in full Alain Fabien Maurice Marcel Delon, born November 8, 1935, France, was a French film actor whose striking good looks helped make him one of the principal male stars of the French cinema in the 1960s and 70s. A critical consensus has formed around the myth of Delon as a fragile but cruel beauty. The use of Delon's photogenic face and slim body to advertise Plein Soleil at the start of his career was spectacular. The young actor became a movie star because he was seen as naturally beautiful. His smooth skin, piercing blue eyes, symmetrical face and delicate nose, luscious hair and slim torso, all visually embellished by directors and cinematographers. Delon's glamorous lifestyle added to his appeal. His tempestuous relationships, particularly with actress Romy Schneider, fueled the celebrity gossip of the early 1960s. Delon epitomizes an ambiguous masculinity. His macho roles and archetypal playboy image were mitigated by his refined features and troubling gaze. In contemporary France, Delon is a contested and ambivalent figure, his likability tarnished by his bombastic declarations, reported extremist politics, and pompous self-promotion. His parents, Edith and Fabienne Delon, divorced when Delon was 4. Both remarried, and Delon has a half-sister and 2 half-brothers. His paternal grandmother was Corsican. When his parents divorced, Delon was sent to live with foster parents. When they died, his parents shared him, but the arrangement proved unsatisfactory. He attended a Roman Catholic boarding school, the first of several schools from which he was expelled because of unruly behaviour. Teachers once tried to persuade him to enter the priesthood because of his aptitude in religious studies. At 14, Delon left school and worked for a brief time at his stepfather's butcher's shop. He enlisted in the French Navy 3 years later, and in 1953-54 he served as a fusilier marin in the First Indochina War. Delon has said that out of his 4 years of military service, he spent 11 months in prison for being undisciplined. In 1956, after being dishonourably discharged from the military, he returned to France. He had little money and got by on whatever employment he could find. He spent time working as a waiter, a porter, a secretary and a sales assistant. During this time he became friends with the actress Brigitte Aubert and joined her on a trip to the Cannes Film Festival, where his film career would begin. He could not speak English very well. At Cannes, Delon was seen by a talent scout for David O. Selznick. After a screen test, Selznick offered him a contract, provided he learn English. Delon returned to Paris to study the language, but when he met French director Yves Allégret, he was convinced that he should stay in France to begin his career. Selznick allowed Delon to cancel his contract, and Allégret gave him his debut in the film with Edwige Vullière, Send a Woman When the Devil Fails. Marc Allégret cast him in Be Beautiful But Shut Up, which also featured a young Jean-Paul Belmondo. He was then given his first lead, supporting Romy Schneider in a period romance, Christine, based on a novel by Arthur Schnitzler. He and Schneider began a highly publicised romance in real life. The film was the 17th most popular movie at the French box office that year. Inside Alain Delon and Romy Schneider's love story. Celebrities always draw attention of the public, and when they exit the stage they are quickly forgotten. Who recalls a celebrity couple of the 60s, Delon and Schneider? They were the most beautiful couple of the time. It was the far 1968 when Alain Delon and Romy Schneider met again after their breakup in 1963 to start the shootings of their new film, The Swimming Pool. Their love story was tormented and passionate, Romy the good girl, poised and faithful, and Alain the bad boy, the womanizer, who didn't realise his deep love for Romy until her death in 1982. 5 years after they split, the shots taken on the set of the film show how strong and genuine their relationship still was. The film obtained a great success, also due to the presence of Romy and Alain, who radiate their splendour in every scene. Alain himself insisted on having Romy as co-star in The Swimming Pool. I wanted Romy and nobody else, or I would not do the movie. She was sublime, seductive, dedicated and provocative. On the other hand, Romy's love for Alain never vacillated. The most important man in my life is and always will be Alain Delon. He is always there when I need a shoulder to cry on. Even today, Alain is the only man I can count on. He would always help me. Only Alain shaped me as a woman. Even though he hurt me a lot when he left me, I also matured because of it. The two remained close friends for the rest of their life, and when Romy died, Alain admitted, "She was the love of my life." French stardom. Delon was given the lead in a comedy, Women Are Weak. This was a big hit in France and was the first of Delon's films to be seen in America. Delon made some personal appearances in New York to promote the movie. He was a known associate of Vojislav Stanimirovic and frequented Mr. Stan's establishments owned and operated in Manhattan. Delon then made 2 films which ensured his international reputation. In 1960 he appeared in Purple Noon, which was based on the Patricia Highsmith novel The Talented Mr. Ripley. Delon played protagonist Tom Ripley to critical acclaim. Highsmith herself was also a fan of his portrayal. The movie was a hit in France and on the art house circuit in English-speaking countries. He then played the title role in Rocco and His Brothers. Critic Bosley Crowther of the New York Times said Delon's work was touchingly pliant and expressive. Around this time, Delon was mentioned as a possibility for the lead in Lawrence of Arabia. Peter O'Toole was cast instead, but then Delon was signed by Seven Arts to a 4-picture deal, including a big-budget international movie of the Marco Polo story and The King of Paris, about Alexandre Dumas. Neither project came to fruition. The Delon Method. Producer Jacques Barre was making a heist film with Jean Gabin with backing from MGM, Any Number Can Win. Gabin's co-star was meant to be Jean-Louis Trintignant, until Delon lobbied Barr for the role. He took the film's distribution rights in certain countries instead of a straight salary, because this had never been done before in France. This was known as Delon's Method. The gamble paid off well, with Jean Gabin later claiming that Delon earned 10 times more money than he did as a result. However, in 1965 Delon claimed no one else has tried it since and made money. Nonetheless, the experience gave Delon a taste for producing. He also signed a 5-picture deal with MGM, of which Any Number Can Win was the first. His reputation was further enhanced when he worked with Visconti again for The Leopard with Burt Lancaster and Claudia Cardinale. This was the 7th biggest hit of the year in France. Any Number Can Win was the 6th. The Leopard was also widely screened in the US through 20th Century Fox. Delon was now one of the most popular stars in France. He starred in A Swashbuckler, The Black Tulip, from a novel by Alexandre Dumas, another hit. Markovitch Affair and gangster movies. While making the thriller The Swimming Pool with Romy Schneider, Delon's friend and bodyguard Stefan Markovitch was found murdered in a rubbish dumpster on the outskirts of Paris. The subsequent police investigation revealed allegations of parties involving celebrities such as Delon and members of government, including future French President Georges Pompidou, whose wife was allegedly the focus of a series of compromising photos at one such party. Corsican crime boss Francois Marc-Antony also became embroiled in the scandal after a note left by Markovitch stated his belief that if anything happened to him, it would be because of Delon and Marc-Antony. The affair gained notoriety throughout France and in the French press as the Markovitch Affair. Business career. In the 1970s, Delon expanded his interests. He bought trotters and promoted fights. Since the formation of a perfume label in his name, Delon has had a variety of products sold under his name, including wristwatches, clothing, eyewear, stationery and cigarettes. Delon's sunglasses brand became particularly popular in Hong Kong after actor Chow Yun-fat wore them in the 1986 crime film A Better Tomorrow, as well as 2 sequels. Delon reportedly wrote a letter thanking Chow for helping the sunglasses sell out in the region. The film's director, John Woo, has acknowledged Delon as one of his idols and wrote a short essay on Le Samouraï as well as Le Cercle Rouge for the Criterion Collection DVD releases. In 2009 and 2015, Christian Dior used images of the young Alain Delon and excerpts of his 1960s films The Swimming Pool and The Last Adventure, respectively, in the Eau Sauvage cologne advertising campaigns.